Buenas tardes from Mexico, beloveds. So good to see all of you. It's so much joy, when Jesus said, okay, now you're going to start doing light circles every day. The buts just get less. It gets to be less of a but Jesus and a yes Jesus. And you just see how much happiness comes from listening to him, how much joy, like, yeah, there's so much happiness. You just see yourself lined up on that runway of God, like the go for God and do not stop for anything. Nothing of this world has that kind of value. And all the happiness, regardless of what seemings appearing or coming up in form, it's no, this is the only function here. And to celebrate it with all of you by coming together in light circles. And I'm seeing for here, the experiences of Jesus is just going so quickly because we are infinite beings first, infinite beings of light. And it is completely within our power to see quickly through these beliefs and desires. And I'm really grateful for this. I see the power of two or more gathered in his name, the holiness of it, how holy this is to be with all of you and my brothers and sisters, and to see everything with the light of truth rather than the idea of what I thought it was. So it's so precious. So thank you for joining us tonight to look with Jesus. So it's very interesting, these chapters seemingly come in, and it was kind of actually a surprise. I guess when Jesus decides to do something, it's always a surprise. But to me, the idea I had of what things would be like. And he's going through every belief in the Course of Miracles, just saying, look, they're all there already. You don't even have to figure out what the beliefs you have are. You just have to see them with me, or choose to, if that's the call of your heart, to only recognize yourself as this divine light that we are. This is very encouraging. We don't have to figure out what they are. They're already delivered out through the Course of Miracles. And now he's taking us all through them together in the power of the light that we already are, and focusing on that light. It's this whole message for here, I see it's for me, is it's light, light, light. That's it. That's the whole thing. It's so simple. See that you are this infinite light. And then anything that's slightest contraction is okay, that's a desire to deny my Lord. And he's showing me, and how happy it is just to look directly together in this light of truth. How gorgeous that is. It's just so precious. And it's so helpful, at least for the experience has been here with this, looking every day with him, and asking him directly for each of these, okay, do I still believe that? Or is that energy still there? And having that voice come and say, yes, and okay, it's so much lighter for here anyway, rather than all that, oh my gosh, something terrible's happening, all those ideas. And so this is really about, I feel the message for here, and then I can just say, for all of us, is to focus on the power you have first, that you are infinite being. And there is nothing more than an infinite being. There's nothing more powerful than infinite being, this infinite light that's here, and focus on that light. And then let me show you gently in these light circles, come in with me as the light of being that you are. And let's just have a conversation together in your heart. And let me tell you where you've got that contraction as he's showing each of these beliefs. So what I typed out, it's kind of in progress, going through and almost having a summary of all the beliefs in A Course in Miracles that we've been going through, and having him, what's been really helpful here is how he translates those into desires. Like he's going through each one of those and saying, let me show you how this belief is a desired experience. That your mind is so powerful that you're just miscreating in every moment the experience of being an object acted on by the world. And that you have this infinite power. We have this power to come together to focus on the light first. And he says, it's suggested to review and quickly clear these beliefs and desire in light circle sessions, because the power that we have of two or more gathered in his name. This is merely a symbol of reviewing all of these with me in the light of truth to see they have no meaning other than the meaning you would give them. So it's forgiveness to see them in the light of truth, the light of divine being. This is where willingness is acceptance of your true power as one with the Father. This is such encouraging news. It was in the Course. It's in the Course. I guess the mind for here wasn't ready to really hear him. Guess there's just more readiness now to hear what he said. He says, notice in each case how the desired experience with these beliefs and desires for you to feel more or less than you already are. So starting with the light, this infinite light that we can all see immediately, just starting by noticing that as the beliefs and desires come up, it's actually a desired experience less than perfection that's already here. He says, see that these are desires for objective experience, the experience of an object acted on by the world. Infinite being does not know more or less. We're just starting to notice. That's why he calls us to see that we're light first. We look carefully at what's here before any idea. There is only infinite light, not the light that we think of the sun, the light of infinite nature, our true nature. Infinite being does not know more or less. Infinite being is. It's what is. Infinite, unchanging. This is the contrast between what you are and the miscreation to experience what you are not. The desired experience of littleness. These beliefs and desires are all the same, and that they are denials of divinity. Did you lose sound, Anya? Did we lose sound somehow? Is that better? Okay. I'll just hold the microphone closer. Is that good for everybody? Okay, very good.
It disappeared after you coughed.
Oh, yes. There's a little thing in this computer that does that. So, yeah, thank you for reminding me. Many of these desires may seem to be very close or the same. And in the light of truth, they are the same. Within the ego thought system, to look at each one in the light of truth is helpful, as these demonstrate the diversity of ways the decision to experience separation displays as fragmentation of consciousness. The fragmentation that's below our level of awareness, that we kept out of our awareness in order to feel separate from God. So now we have the most powerful symbol in consciousness, Jesus Christ, coming in and joining with us as symbols with each other to help us look below our level of awareness of where the desire is to deny infinite love. Carefully contemplate each one, belief and desire, and you will see that each is a decision to deny who you truly are. And in this, you will see that you can never truly deny who you are. That is happy news. That is happy news. I love Jesus so much. I wanted to hide and run from Jesus. But I'm so grateful what he's showing me and how he's showing me Jesus and every brother. That's just phenomenal. That's happiness. Okay. This is a valuable use of time to see that you are already timeless. This is an opportunity to focus on the light that we are, because we're so used to focusing on darkness, what we're not. This problem in the world, that problem in the world, here's wrong with me, here's wrong with you. We love that game. But all of us have played that game for so long, we're just like ready. Jesus, I am ready for something else. And to see that what's here, this infinite love, cannot be denied. No, it's like, no, I don't feel like I want to deny that anymore. No, I want to see the truth of who I am and celebrate in every moment with every being that comes, bringing bearers of light. You start seeing that every being is a bearer of light. That's really deep. That we're light beings. I was down in Bali, like Jesus sent me to Bali. And, they have these like creatures. There's some symbol, someone knows that symbolism, I can't remember, but they look like devils. But they're helpful to the light. There's some kind of symbol of light, right? Seemingly this ugly looking devil thing. And so I'm standing in front of that, and I can hear the spirit saying, you will not know that I'm sending you angels if you keep pinning the devil's tail on them. It's like, oh my God. That was humbling right there. But I feel happy sharing it with you. It's so potent, And we all know this because he says these really potent things to us when our ears open. He really delivers it. I love that. Love you, Jesus. I love you seeing my Jesus in my brother. So I'm starting to go back through the 4 core beliefs of the ego that are in the Course. And as we focus on the light, this infinite light, it's like, I love that. Muji says, marinate as that. It's so true. Just marinate as infinite light. That's it. Only function. And it just like, it blooms like a flower with an awareness that, wait a minute, this isn't a place to visit. This is who we are. At first it seems like, oh yeah, there's something here. There's light here. At first it seems like something that comes and goes. But the more we stay as that, it's like that just grows until you go, wait a minute, I can't leave that light. I am that light. It's really adorable, actually, when you think about it. So it's like, this is Jesus's reacclimation program to infinite being. And it's pretty funny that we have to get used to who we are once again. It just seems to be the way it is. It just seems to be the way it is until we can accept we already are that infinite light and quit saying, look, I don't want to be that light, Jesus. I want to find all the problems in the world that are wrong rather than accepting what's already here. The celebration of this infinite light with my brother, the miracle. So I'll start with in the light. We focus on the light of infinite being that we are. Because we have the infinite power to do so, because we're light beings. We started as light first and then had an idea that we're not. So it sounds like a really good place to start. It's certainly helpful here. Start with the thought of light. And then as he gives each of these, we just go with him and say, okay, Jesus, show this to me. You believe that what God created can be changed by your own mind. If that belief's there, Jesus, I'm willing to see it. I'm willing to look. We just look in the light. Is that true? Do I have that belief? I'm willing to see it that another way. And then as we look, we just raise our hand. Thus, you desire an experience of using your mind to change what God created perfect, and thus experience imperfection. Jesus, will you show me there's a desire below my level of awareness to experience myself as imperfection? I'm willing to see. You desire an experience of change to deny changelessness. Jesus, is there a desire below my level of awareness to experience change in order to deny the changeless nature of myself as light? I'm willing to see this. I'm willing to see that even though I want to play around in consciousness a bit and deny that I'm actually light, I'm willing to see that in truth, the light that I am, infinite light, is changeless. Is the infinite light of being that's here, does it know change in our direct experience as light beings? And we can ask Jesus, let him answer that if we're not sure. Does infinite light know change? You believe that what is perfect can be rendered imperfect or lacking. Thus, you desire an experience feeling that you are imperfect or lacking to deny divine perfection. Jesus, is there a desire below my level of awareness to feel imperfect or lacking? And if so, I'm willing to see that another way. Does divine light, infinite light that's here, know anything about lack in our direct experience as light beings? And because every one of us can speak to Jesus and the Holy Spirit, we can ask and have this question answered. Does the light of infinite nature that we are know anything about lack? You believe that you can distort the creations of God, including yourself. Jesus, is there any desire to believe I can distort the creations of God, including myself? I'm willing to see. Jesus, I'm willing to see that this has no bearing whatsoever, even if I can pretend to distort the creations of God. I'm willing to see that in truth the light is unchanged, the light that I am. You believe that you can distort the creations of God, including yourself. Thus, you desire an experience, the experience of distortion, feeling like a distortion, a creation of God, a distorted creation of God. Desire an experience where you, the creations of God, feel distorted, including yourself. I'm willing to see this in the light. That's all. That desire. Can the infinite light that we are, infinite light, our power is always that we can focus on this light. Can this light of infinite being be distorted in any way in our direct experience in the truth? This is perfect happiness. To see that it's impossible to distort the creations of God, the true creation. This is perfect peace. That even the tiny mad idea cannot change the light that we are. You believe that number 4 of the 4 core beliefs, you believe that you can create yourself and that the direction of your own creation is up to you. Thus, you desire an experience in which you create yourself and the direction of your own creation is up to you. You desire an experience of directing creation apart from God, and thus to feel left homeless by your Creator. Jesus, do I desire, is there any desire below my level of awareness to feel left homeless by my Creator? I'm willing to see this in the light of truth. I'm willing to see, much to my joy, that it is completely impossible to create apart from my Creator. That it's abjectly impossible to be apart from this infinite light of divine being that I share with my brother. I'm willing to see that I can't in truth be separate from all the infinite love the Father has given me. Yet the misuse of this power, this infinite power, can be misused to dream that I am separate from my Father. I'm willing to see that. The misuse of the divine power of the Father to create a world in which I feel defined and small and limited. Yet, as a divine being and the power that the Father has given me, that no idea that arises within me is more powerful than what the Father gave me. Infinite light. Thus, you desire an experience in which you create yourself, and the direction of your own creation is up to you. You desire an experience of directing creation apart from God. I'm willing to see this desire with you, Jesus. For without seeing this, I will always feel homeless. And I thank you for showing this to me. I am so grateful for this direct look with Jesus at these desires and beliefs, and seeing how beliefs are desired experience. And to be able to look with all of you in the light of truth from the perspective of infinite light. And the speed and the simplicity that Jesus is offering in looking at the light first as the light of being, of infinite being, and seeing each of these with him, and they arise to see the energetic investment. So I thank each and every one of you who have come in devotion to this, to stand in this light together. And I'd like to open this to anyone who feels that they would like to share what Jesus has shared with them. The experience here has been with these desires, this energetic investment in other, are cleared through the light circles, that like the mind becomes so clear and empty, like looking with him at each desire and just allowing that energy, offer that energy into the light. And after so many light circles, the reflections have been that he speaks, we can hear him when the denials are cleared. Can really hear him speaking. Oh, I can't hear him. All those sort of thoughts we can just let rest in the light and see that he really does speak to every one of us. So if anyone has something that's come to them and it comes from their heart to share, I'd like to welcome them.
Okay, I've just got a question. Like, in this, because I sort of feel very bound up. So, in this coming together, can it just be like little subtle loosening sort of thing without you sort of being aware much is going on at this stage?
Yes. And really trusting that Jesus is handling that just through the expression of willingness. This is just a symbol of willingness to see what's true coming together in infinite power. And you'll see at the experience.
Oh, yeah, I might not. Yeah, I don't necessarily feel like, I actually really see or sort of thing. I mean, like I might feel conscious of, yeah, that's there, that belief's there and stuff like that, and tap into a bit of the energetic of it, but I don't necessarily get a recognition that, oh, that's not so or what have you at this point.
Yeah, that's really great. Just the recognition that the belief is there is bringing it into awareness. It's so powerful. And then just offering it into the light each step. I'm willing to see this in the light. Like as these are coming up, that's all there is, really. That's total willingness.
Okay, great. Thanks, Dal.
Yeah, and the experience, I can share the experience here. It's like it's like it's deeper. He just peeling the onion so simply. Oh yeah, it's there. Like I don't have to feel guilty about it. I don't have to just see, oh, it's there, and I'm willing to see it, release it into the light, and just offer it into the light. And it's like this gentle experience here, and maybe the other beings here will express their experience. It just gets easier and easier for these things. And so then during the day, the experience here, it's like I catch it so much easier. It's like you start to see, oh, that's what that is. That's a denial. I'm choosing to deny. I'm choosing to be upset. I'm choosing. For here, it's been just great, helpful mind training. Very helpful. And hearing his voice, too, it's really helped as well. Just hearing that voice, for here, it's just been really helpful.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm at the stage where I'm hearing his voice that I would know it was him or anything.
Okay. Yes. The beauty of this, that I would say, just for my heart, Annie, is that the yes to being here with us is really the willingness, like carried by angels. That's what comes to me when you say that. It's just, it's just precious. It's really precious. Does anyone else would like to share their experience? Oh, Janet, do I need to unmute you? Let me unmute Janet and see if she has something. She's been doing the circles with us for a while now.
Yes.
Janet?
Thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Since I've been starting these circles of light, things have been being healed so quickly for me. But the thing is, what happened yesterday, or maybe the night before, I started feeling so separate. And I kept the whole time, I would see all these denials would come up for me. I was so aware of them, where in the past I was not aware. Can you hear me okay?
Can everybody hear her? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear her?
Yeah, I can hear her. It's a little bit broken up, so
it's breaking up. Janet, can you move a little closer to your Wi-Fi?
No, it's upstairs.
Okay.
I think you when you come a little bit closer to the computer, it's a bit clearer.
Okay, thank you. But what I wanted to share is, I want to say this from the truth of my heart here. So, Jesus has come to me in the last couple of days that I have been experiencing this feeling of separation, of aloneness. But today, as we were going through this, he came to me very strong, and he said, it is really time to claim the truth of who you are. And then it came to me later in one of them. He said, just surrender, just surrender, just surrender. So I'm so grateful for these light group, for these light healings. It's just been powerful. And I noticed that the deeper I go, it could appear like I'm not being healed, but I see that it comes up. The deeper I go, the deeper the separation, or the feeling of separation came up for me. And I was able to just be grateful for it and just surrender it and say, I know this is for showing me that I have these desires, that I have to choose my route instead of God's way. So I'm just grateful to be here and join with all of you. I just love you all, and I'm just grateful. And I thank Jesus for being always with me every moment through whatever difficult time it may appear in my life. I can feel grateful. And that is a new thing for me, to be grateful no matter what. So thank you. And I love all of you. Thanks.
Thank you, Janet. We love you too. Would anyone else feel the inspiration to share in their heart? It's not required. It's just what comes in your heart.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Kate. Hi, everybody. Yes, I was doing a process with Annie in the hour before this, and what I came up against with was like a brick wall 8 foot thick. And I was working on childhood trauma, and into my mind came, I am not a body, and there was such resistance to that, huge resistance. And I got in touch with that, and there was just a lot of anger there. What do you mean I'm not a body? Of course I'm a fucking body. Excuse my F word. And what Janet said just then was just surrender, just surrender, just surrender. So does that mean I just let it be? Because I couldn't even give it to the light. It's just like there was a, no, I'm not gonna, no, don't wanna. It's like just total resistance. So I guess that happens from time to time.
For all of us who are devoted. For all of us who are devoted. So thank you for sharing. The amazing thing about resistance is I just used to want to hang on by my fingernails and just scream, no, Jesus is like, so I can really, like, you know. And then as we just keep looking, so the ego's, the thought we have of ourselves is really, its little boots are shaking right about now. He's okay. But we're just learning whose boots are shaking. Is the light of infinite being that we are shaking. That's really the question. Who's really shaking? See, we're on to it now. We're on to that there's something here that's infinite and unchanged. And as we just keep looking, that's why these light circles for here have been so helpful, because you can start to see, wait a minute, following the resistance all the way. Let's look for the source of the feeling. Where's that coming from? Like below the resistance, like peel it back with Jesus. Jesus, show me where that resistance, like follow that feeling all the way back. And to see, where's that coming from? And then the other question, is that real? We start to question, let me see, because it's a feeling. Is it true? And just so these are coming up for us to, through grace, for us to look at and say, I wonder if that's real. And as we keep looking, the experience here, you know, like I understand so, because I just wanted to hang on, like with every, no, God, Jesus, don't, you know, this kind of, I want to hang on. And then as we keep looking as the light, with a persist, you know, as divine being, show me, is this resistance true? We start to see that we're onto it. That resistance arising in totality, infinite love. So it's an experience arising within divine totality. If we just keep following, like stay with the feeling, let's just see how long this lasts. This feeling, like start to have a conversation with Jesus. Is this true? And even if I resist, and even if resistance arises, does it change divine light? Because I'm light first. So it's just really, it can be such a the experience here, it's such a powerful exploration. It's like, like let this feeling arise and let's see what lasts. Does the resistance last or does the divine being last? So actually, as soon as that stuff starts arising and we get really curious, let's just take a look at this one with Jesus. We're on to it now. That's the experience here. Like, let's just follow that source of that resistance back. Or just, sometimes I would just admit to Jesus, oh my God, Jesus, with everything, I don't want, I just like, and just was fully present. Let this rip. Let all the resistance, let it have its day. Because ultimately I realized, is this resistance going to outlast divine being? It's like, oh, okay, no, it can't. So it's really beautiful. I don't know, maybe you want to express do you have some thoughts on that, or resistance, or I'm going to take this out so Judith can speak to you. Oh, maybe I'll just leave it so she can speak on this mic right here about her experience.
First of all, I find resistance very embarrassing. So I tend to not want to see it. I tend to want to deny that it's happening and push it down or cover it over. And it's shameful. It's a shameful thing. And so when it finally comes up, I feel like I've fallen flat on my face in the mud. It's like I've lost face, because my pride has me, above anything like that. I don't know if this makes sense, but
Yeah.
it's like, there's an arrogance that I would even have this resistance to begin with after all these thousands of years. And actually, Kay and I did a little video that's online on resistance, and I talk about all my feelings of nausea and yuck, and there's a big fight inside of me when resistance is up, and huge projections, shadow projections, come forward to deny that love even exists, that it's even possible. That there would be any way that I could be loved, especially showing up like I'm describing to you, shameful. So for me, resistance takes courage to see, and once it's seen through, it's over. And I would have to say, joining as soon as possible. For me, I'm too proud to join right away. It takes me and I somehow have to get into crisis mode before I join. I'm sorry, I don't know why that is still. And I guess the arrogance is very strong still. So that's what I have to say about resistance. But underneath resistance is a trick. Because what we think we're resisting, how did that work out? We really want what we say we're resisting. And I remember the Song of the South with Brer Rabbit saying, "Please don't throw me in that briar patch." it's like everything we want, really, it's a trick. We want what we're resisting. So that's what I have to say about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because what we're seeing here, it's really helpful for here with this light circle. That's gorgeous. And just so much, such a symbol of devotion. Love you so much. And what we're seeing with the light circles is it's so helpful here because I can see the desire for the experience of whatever's showing up. Like if it seems to be resistance here, it's like then I had to admit to Jesus, oh yeah, Jesus, I'm desiring this experience. It's like very humbling. But it's powerful because then we're on to it. You say, wait a minute, where's this generating from? So it's very illuminating. And it's very helpful. It's very helpful that joining that we had on resistance to really see what it is truly.
Yeah, it's up on. It's
Yeah, we
published.
have that up on. We welcome anyone to watch. It's just a 5-minute.
It's short.
Yeah.
It's short and sweet.
What's it on, guys?
It's just called
Oh.
resistance.
The trick of resistance.
And it's on the website. Is it on the Joining in Light website?
Yes, it is, and you can search the channel for it. But you know what? I think, Nikki, do I have your emails? If you put your email on chat, we'll just send you the link. That's probably the easiest thing. If you feel the call in your heart to watch that, the spark in your heart for it, we'll send it to you. It's a beautiful joining. We love having you with us.
Our Australian sisters.
I know. It's so much fun. And these circles get fun, really. We've had a lot of really good laughs seeing through some of this together. So that's what we're real for. Look at Janet. We have just laughed our heads off at some of this. So as we start to see it, right, our power, divine power, and what we've miscreated. Oh my gosh, it's really funny. I've told this before, and I just laugh now when Jesus tells me, oh, you're being arrogant or whatever, or yes, you still have that belief or that desire for that experience. He goes, yep. And then I go, oh, okay, I get it. It's so much fun. Really is. I'm so grateful. So.
I find you're taking responsibility for not wanting to be the light, really confronting. Part of me says, I don't want to take responsibility for all this. I don't feel it.
Oh, I love you so much, Nikki. Oh, thank you for your expression on that. Because sometimes I said to Jesus, like, I really don't want to see this, but then I give him that too. Like I'm, but then I just finally, I had to say, okay, give it to me, Jesus. And it got so much easier.
Yeah, I was doing that yesterday. There was things that you were saying. I was going to look, and then it was like, no, I don't actually want to see this sort of thing. Even in the sort of just admittance of it, it sort of moves a little bit.
We're so adorable, really. Because Jesus, we know, like, we've all had enough experience with Jesus. He just stands there and like smiles until I'm ready to go back. All right, I get it, Jesus. All right. Oh my gosh. And so much love opens up, like infinite happiness when these things are seen through. That's the experience here. Like you're just off the rails.
Yeah, I just want to say, because this joining with the mighty, like when I finally get to the joining and cough it up, the willingness is there, and wow, afterwards it's like all the tension is released from my experience of being physical. It's like, so joining with mighties that are doing this light circle, that understand, or a mighty companion that will hold the space for you. Just like, Nikki, how you've been sharing so beautifully, and we've been going, uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, so that's our only function, I feel like, is to really join with the beings that have this call and want to see what's true. And, you know, so we really feel you. And so if there's the call out, we're on Facebook or however you found us. That's what we're here for, because it's so precious, because we're doing this together. You know, we're really doing this together.
Can
And
you guys type your names into the chat box so we can find you on Facebook and
oh yeah, we would love to, and we're glad to have your
everyone's names.
Yeah, Judith. Okay, I'll put mine in, and then Judith can put hers. That's my Facebook. So Facebook just went out, and actually, yeah, you can. Yeah, and if you would like, I can add you to the. I don't know if you've seen a new covenant, Jesus, a new covenant.
Yeah, I downloaded it. The chapter that you had online.
It's been so helpful because he's so direct, like delivering out, okay, here's what you, at least for here, it's like, okay, Jesus, I go through every line with him. Is that true? And he goes, yep. It's like, okay. But the freedom from these light circles, when he said you're doing these twice a day, we were both like, what are you talking about? We're doing, but like the happiness gets more and more and more. And so I'm really grateful for these with all of you. So thank you for coming.
Thank you, really.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Thanks,
just our only, oh, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. This is our only function, to come together and see what's true and celebrate. That's our only function now. That's it. So thank you for joining, and we love you. And yeah.
Thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye, love. So good to see you too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.